Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Live nighttime racing at Los Alamitos is in swing every Saturday and Sunday with action-packed thoroughbred racing and thrilling quarter horse racing every night. And as always, Los Alamitos features night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours. Last Sunday night, the early pick four pool was nearly $190,000, while the late pick four had a pool of nearly $180,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick six promo on Sunday nights if there's not a carryover. Our total pick six pools average over $60,000 each racing night. Enjoy the best of daytime simulcast racing at Los Alamitos with luxury-filled indoor seating locations in the beautiful Vessels Club. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. Plus, we have the fun and convenient Burgart Sports Bar with a large wagering area and wall-to-wall big screen TVs. We're all about the horse players. It's a new meet at Los Alamitos, but great racing is always here. Saturday and Sunday nights at Los Alamitos.
Celebrating over 2 decades of consecutive broadcasts on the great game of horse racing in Las Vegas, the Race Day Las Vegas Show thanks all of our listeners and sponsors for your appreciated support.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program on a cold and, are you ready for this? Snowy morning here in your gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. We come to you live and direct from the South Point studio at the South Point Hotel Casino in Las Vegas on the fabulous Strip. And yes, we had snow. Some of it stuck, A lot of it didn't, and by the time I'm done with this show and walk out to the parking lot, it'll be gone. But overnight, we did get some snow in the outer areas, the higher areas of Las Vegas, Nevada. Rain anywhere else, but it's supposed to clear out. There is wind going on out there, though, so we get a little bit of a, wind chill going. But it's supposed to get sunny for the rest of the day here in Las Vegas. But it was really kind of odd getting out of the house this morning and driving down the street and seeing snow on people's lawns, that's for sure. But we welcome you to the Race Day Show. It's always fast, firm, and perfect here in the studio and in the race book as well, and that's where we'll be today with all the great racing coming up. And, of course, a lot more great racing coming up this weekend, that's for sure, with the Cal Cup over at Santa Anita. That'll be a lot of fun, absolutely, no question about it. And, of course, all the great racing around the country. Weather's going to be a problem around the country, though, because we've got storms going through from west to east. Right now in the northwest, they got another front coming through. It makes its way through the plains and through the Midwest, et cetera, and it gets its way out to the East Coast as well. Right now, the weather map shows all of the concentration of snow and everything right there around the Great Lakes area. But we'll wait and see from Jonathan Nardoon how it is in New York and on the East Coast, but that's just about the way it is. About 40 degrees right now out here. We're starting to thaw out a little, but the wind is going to be a factor here today, a slight wind until about noon, 1 o'clock. Anyhow, that's the weather here and around the country, of course, so we'll wait and see the track conditions at certain places. We know right now that Gulfstream Park has already taken races off the turf. So at Gulfstream Park, they only had 3 turf races scheduled. That was the 3rd, the 5th, and the 9th races. So the 3rd and 5th, 9th races will come off the turf today at Gulfstream Park. We'll wait for any more changes around the country as well. No racing in Southern California right now. It's clear up and down the Southern California coast at the moment. And, of course, the Gulf Coast looks pretty clear at the moment. And, of course, on the East Coast, looks pretty clear at the moment. But we've got those storms that are backing up and going through. And there's going to be some difficult weather conditions around the country as we move into the weekend, that's for sure. We want to welcome everybody who's watching us on YouTube. You go to South Point Studio, punch that in when you get to the YouTube, when you get to the YouTube website, and then hit subscribe if you would, please. If you haven't subscribed already, you can see and hear us there on YouTube at the South Point Studio locale. We also cover the world on our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global. Your iPhone, your Android with the KSHP radio station app that you can hear us on your devices, your iPhones and your Androids. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. And here in Las Vegas, we are locally over the airwaves of Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. So there's plenty of ways of getting us, that's for sure. On today's show, we got Jonathan Hardoon standing by. I know he's chuckling right now because when he hears that I had snow, he didn't today. So that's kind of a switch. In any case, Jonathan will be with us along with John Lindo. And, of course, Jerry Jackowitz will be with us back today because there is racing at Aqueduct. So we have a card of racing going on there. As far as some of the news of the day, Dynamic One has become a new invitee to the Pegasus World Cup. That because the John Sadler trainee that had been invited, Sub Sansador, was no longer under consideration. He's going to stay and race in a stakes race in Southern California. So Dynamic One gets an invitee. This horse won the Suburban, but it was in 2022, so we'll wait and see about that. But he has a late invitation to the Pegasus World Cup that's coming up on the 27th of this month, just about a week from Saturday coming to you. 7 big stakes races on that day, 2 grade 1s, 2 grade 2s, and 3 grade 3s on a big day, Pegasus World Cup day out at Gulfstream Park. The Kentucky Derby. They have raised the purse money in the Kentucky Derby to $5 million. The Kentucky Derby purse will now be $5 million. Churchill Downs is reaping a lot of rewards and good revenue from their racing slot machines they have there. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's it's based on racing, and it is a slot machine. So they're getting revenue off of that, so much so that all of the Grade 1 races coming up in the spring meet at Kentucky, in Kentucky at Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Derby meet, all Grade 1s throughout that entire spring meet will be now raised to $1 million purses. They'll all get to $1 million, the Grade 1s. Of course, the Kentucky Derby, again, a $5 million race now. And the Kentucky Oaks has now been bumped up to $1.5 million, all at Churchill Downs when they have that Kentucky Derby meeting. So that's good news for them. And I'll ask Jonathan Hardoon what Mr. Brad Cox is doing with all of his 3-year-olds, how he's trying to keep them separated. We know that he's going to take Timberlake, one of his top prospects for the Derby this year, and he's going to start him in the $1.25 million Rebel at Oaklawn Park, part of the Arkansas Derby series going on at Oaklawn Park. So guys are starting to maneuver and getting ready and doing the schedules for all of these 3-year-olds that they're trying to point towards the big Saturday, first Saturday in May of the Kentucky Derby. Now, with even more incentives, like 5 million of them in the Kentucky Derby. So that'll be good stuff there. And Penn National is going to cut racing days and boost the purses there. They're going to have a few less racing days and some extended breaks in their schedule for the spring and the fall meetings at Penn National as well. Some of the news going on. All right, you got the weather here. You got the weather around the country, and you know the guys that are going to be showing up on the show. So without any further ado, I think we'll take our first break. And when we come back, we'll get you your racing menu for today and then start with our chat and conversation with Jonathan Hardoon. So don't go away. We will be right back on your Race Day Las Vegas radio program, coming to you from the South Point studio. YouTube, subscribe. We'll be right back. Stay warm.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Live nighttime racing at Los Alamitos is in swing every Saturday and Sunday with action-packed thoroughbred racing and thrilling quarter horse racing every night. And as always, Los Alamitos features night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours. Last Sunday night, the early pick four pool was nearly $190,000, while the late pick four had a pool of nearly $180,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick six promo on Sunday nights if there's not a carryover. Our total pick six pools average over $60,000 each racing night. Enjoy the best of daytime simulcast racing at Los Alamitos with luxury-filled indoor seating locations in the beautiful Vessels Club. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. Plus, we have the fun and convenient Burgart Sports Bar with a large wagering area and wall-to-wall big screen TVs. We're all about the horse players. It's a new meet at Los Alamitos, but great racing is always here. Saturday and Sunday nights at Los Alamitos.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this almost Friday, Thursday. I got to tell you, a lot of action going on here in Vegas. Every weekend is something. It never stops here in Las Vegas now with the gaming and sports capital of the world. We have the largest consumer electronics show going on right now here in Las Vegas, the CES. About 130,000 people with about 4,000 exhibits. And I got to tell you, some of the stuff that they're showing on this consumer electronics show is mind-boggling. They're starting to integrate the artificial intelligence and all the other stuff. It's really something else to see, that's for sure. And these are products that will be rolling out for us consumers in the months and years to come, that's for sure. Something exciting always happening here. Like the menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook. Simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. These first post times we broadcast on this show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone because we're here in the Pacific time zone here, South Point Studios, South Point Hotel Casino, Las Vegas, in the Pacific time zone. So these will be the first post times that roll out in our Racebooks today. If you're listening on the multitude of platforms that we have, that we showcase at the top of the show, and you are in another time zone, adjust to it so you don't miss anything. Don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. First post times are of the Pacific time zone. So without any further ado, let's get started with the menu of racetracks available today for you. We begin with Gulfstream Park. Now, again, we already mentioned to you that the Gulfstream Park had 3 turf races scheduled today, but they have already come off the turf. The second race at Gulfstream, the 5th race at Gulfstream, and the 9th race at Gulfstream are off the turf, okay? Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, the Rainbow jackpot carryover there, $195,769. You got 9 races today at Gulfstream and a first post time of 9:10. 9:10 first post at Gulfstream today. Mahoning Valley Racecourse is next. Mahoning Valley Racecourse has 8 races. Their first post time is at 9:45. 9:45 at Mahoning Valley. And no carryovers today at Mahoning Valley. All right, Aqueduct, the Big A in New York. That's next, the Big A in New York. And right now they say the track is fast, partly sunny, 43 degrees. That's always good stuff there. So it looks like it's all a go. And finally, a fast track there at Aqueduct. The Big A has 8 races, and their first post time is 9:50 at Aqueduct today. Next comes the Fairgrounds, New Orleans. 10 races at the Fairgrounds, and the Fairgrounds' first post time is 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds today. Next comes Sunland Park. Sunland Park has 9 races. All thoroughbreds today, by the way, at Sunland. Sunland Park's first post time with a regular Pick 5 carryover, not a jackpot, but a regular Pick 5 carryover at Sunland Park, $1,630. They also have a regular Super High 5 carryover at Sunland today of $199. First post time at Sunland for 9 races set at 11:25. Then we get to Turfway Park. 9 races at Turfway Park, and again, just full fields. They just got plenty of horses going on there at Turfway. Turfway Park, 9 races. All of the races are full fields. Let's see. They have a Super High 5 carryover there, $13,022. $13,022 in a Super High 5 carryover, and that's not a jackpot, just a regular Super High 5 carryover at Turfway today. $13,022. First post time is at 2:55 for their 9-race card. Penn National, 7 races today at Penn National. Super High 5 jackpot carryover, small there, $198. First post time at Penn National, 3 o'clock for their 7-race card. And then we have Delta Downs. Delta Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is 3:05. And we wrap it up today on this Thursday with Charlestown Races. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $7,027. They have 8 races, and their first post time is 4 p.m. 4 p.m. at Charlestown today. And that is your racing menu for this almost Friday, Thursday show. Anyhow, let's go out to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Go ahead, give me that chuckle. We had snow here and you didn't.
It's actually the nicest day of the year here today. It's mild. It's in the 40s.
Oh, stop it.
I'm telling you. But I don't know. Talk to me in 2 days. They're expecting another nor'easter this weekend, so hopefully we get through it.
Now, that nor'easter, of course, you're up near Saratoga, but that's going to hit the New York City, possibly Aqueduct, right?
Yeah, probably rain again. You know, we get the snow up here. They get the rain down there, but you never know. If it's a nor'easter, one little move to the right or left, and it changes everything.
I want to get serious for just a second here because I got a couple of texts recently about a commercial we're running, the Tunnel to Towers. And it's an organization that I think is a worthwhile organization. Almost, I think 95% of all the money they raise goes right to their cause, which is taking care of first responders and, of course, military people, and now they're reaching in and providing housing for homeless military people. I think it's a great idea. It's $11 a month. And when I called them up and I told them, I said, I'd love to run a commercial for you guys because I think you're a great organization. And I said, when you're talking to race players, you say $11 a month. They equate, that to a lot of playing the races and their bankroll, et cetera. So $11 a month is $1 less than a $2 exacta bet per month. And I believe that there's a lot of people out there that would contribute to it. And I know it's a special organization and a charity to you.
Yeah, it is, Ralph. There's every summer at the end of the Saratoga meet, there's a good friend of mine that actually has a whole barbecue, and the jockeys come, trainers come. It's an unbelievable event. It doesn't get much attention. It's kind of like behind the scenes, but they raise a lot of money, and it's just an unbelievable good cause. I mean, these people go to fight for us, and that we have the lives that we have because they sacrifice so much. And again, it's $11 a month. I understand it's money, but it's not that much money. It comes out to maybe, I don't know, 50 cents a day or 60 cents a day, whatever it is. And it's something that people should really support.
Now, it all started, the nucleus of this charity started on 9/11 with all the first responders that died, including the gentleman who headed up and running it. His brother was one of the ones that died in the 9/11 situation.
His brother was a firefighter, and he was running through the tunnels when everyone was running out of it, away from it.
As so many other first responders did,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and he gave up his life, and his name lives on through his brother's charity. And again, you're not going to find a better cause than that.
And it branched out from taking care of first responders. Now, when an officer or a fireman dies in the line of duty, they go and pay off the mortgages for the widows that are left over. And now they're branching out into getting the homeless veterans off the street and into housing as well. It's just a great thing. So I just wanted to mention that. All right, now back to racing at Gulfstream Park, where they're off the turf today at Gulfstream. And Jonathan, how is the Gulfstream meet going along? I know it's the championship meeting, but sometimes it's kind of like a hit and miss. Some days are good, some days are bad. Something like, same thing with San Anita, et cetera, and Aqueduct.
Yeah.
But overall.
This is that championship meet, Ralph. And to be honest with you, the quality of racing, it's just not like it used to be. I mean, maybe it's still early in the meet, and maybe as they get closer to Pegasus, the quality of horses, they run a lot of claiming races. They're still running half the card on Tapeta, which people don't like. But again, this is their championship meet, and you would expect the championship meet to be a little better than this. When Belmont or Santa Anita has a championship meet, you could tell it's a championship meet, but I don't know. The weather's good, but even this year, the weather hasn't been that good. So they're up against it this year. They've had better seasons in the past.
Well, now, Jonathan, of course, by the time they get started with the Florida Derby series and the series of those races, et cetera, right after the Pegasus, I think it's really going to start punching up real big.
So then start it then. Don't start it the second week in December. Right. Why not start in the middle of January? I guess they want to get out of the cold, and they have people shipping in, from Kentucky and New York.
Hey, they got players in Florida who want to start playing in January. Come on.
Exactly.
Compare that to the other Florida track, Tampa Bay Downs, who has an absolutely exceptional turf course over there at Tampa Bay.
People, high-profile trainers, Chad Brown, Todd Pletcher, Clement, they ship horses to Tampa to run on the grass because they love that turf course. It gets the greatest reviews from all trainers, and they'd rather run there, I guess. Not only that, the purses this year at Gulfstream, they're kind of weak, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not like they used to be. I don't know. I guess, again, the only thing attracting people to go to Gulfstream is turf and I guess the weather, because there's no other grass racing on the East Coast with the exception of Tampa and Gulfstream at this time of year.
Well, I can tell you this, if the purses are a little lacking early in the meet, by the time they get the Pegasus World Cup and they throw around all those $1 million races, it'll pick up.
Well, it has to.
Yeah. As the have you seen the invitees yet to the Pegasus World Cup? Have you taken a look?
I looked at it quickly,
Yeah.
but
Nothing Nothing stands out, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah. All right, we'll wait and see. And how's your man Brad Cox? He's moving around a lot of things on his checkerboard.
He's in a tough situation. The problem is sometimes you get too big too quick, and you have a lot of owners all with egos that you have to please, and you have horses that are going to be entering against each other. And what do? But the Triple Crown races are extremely important to him. He's loaded. He's got another barn full of potential superstars. Timberlake is going to the race in Oakland, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that his number one horse? Right now, it would be his number one.
Yeah, one of them. It's still early. Remember, the last couple of years, you've had horses that didn't start at 2 that were running in the Derby and running well in the Derby. I think trainers are being more cautious early. The problem with horses is sooner or later they get hurt. So you want to keep them together as long as you can.
Well, I know by just your conversation that when I said Timberlake, you said right now, I think you got one of those horses in Cox Barn right behind there that you're going to unleash when he starts soon.
Well, we'll get to it when it's time.
All right. Enough said there. What are you doing today, Jonathan? What are we doing?
I'm actually going to apply for a head coach job either in the NFL or college football. A lot of big names disappeared in a hurry, huh?
Man.
Nick Saban and Belichick. It's amazing. I mean, and even Pete Carroll is stepping down as the head coach of Seattle.
Yeah, three big names that all happened. 3 big names that all happened yesterday, bombs that happened yesterday, that's for sure. And we still have Mr. Harbaugh, sitting out there basking in the national championship with Michigan. Do you think he stays? I think that he's probably going to go to the NFL somewhere. And some people think right here for the Raiders. I hope they keep our interim coach, Pierce. Yes, I do. Yeah,
he was terrific. Yeah. Even last year when the Raiders made the coaching change, the guy that took over for him was also great, but they went and made the change. The interesting thing I read, Ralph, what do you think Belichick's record is without Brady as quarterback?
Not that good.
How about 84 and 103?
Wow.
19 games under 500 without Brady.
Wow.
Listen, take nothing away from Belichick. He's a great coach, but obviously you need more than the coach, right?
Yeah, no question about that. Okay, so you did Rich Ang's little segment on the football right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, we don't have, Richie's not going to be with us today, so you filled in.
I filled in.
Filled in, that's right. You sure did. And, of course, with the NFL wildcard weekend coming up this week, and we'll have Richie back to talk about those games, et cetera. But there are a lot more, I guess, shoes to drop in the NFL before the dust all settles this year. Okay, Gulfstream. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing at Gulfstream where Irad and Jose are out there. They usually chop up the rider standings wherever they go, especially in New York. But they're not neither one of them are the leading jockey there at Gulfstream going into this week. I'll have John Lindo give us the latest on the jockey standings a little bit later on. But that's kind of a surprise. Okay, let's get started. Gulfstream.
Yeah, but talk to me in a month. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's look at Gulfstream's second race today, which was moved to Tapeta. And that's only good news for number 5, Uncle Armando. A 6-year-old gelding from the Dan Hertak barn was going to switch and try turf today or go back to the grass where he's run well in the past. However, he's a solid, hard-hitting horse that always tries. He's listed at 5-1 on the morning line. Number 5, Uncle Armando, wins today's second race out at Gulfstream Park.
All right, second race transferred to the Tapeta surface, and that's exactly where Jonathan Hardoon wants him. Second race, the 5, Uncle Armando, with Jose Ortiz aboard, and number 5 in the second race at Gulfstream with the surface change. And now we'll get to, I guess we're going to Aqueduct.
Yes, we are. It's the only other game in town.
Right.
And let's look at the 7th race today. It's 6 furlongs on the main track. And I like the number 8 horse in here, Royal Poppy. 4-year-old filly from the Ray Handel barn, coming off of a freshening since November 24th. She's worked well for her return to the races. She's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. I like number 8, Royal Poppy, to win today's 7th race out at Aqueduct.
All right, let's hope Royal Poppy can pop for us and get a win in the 7th race, the 8-horse Royal Poppy. Dylan Davis aboard, or at least scheduled to ride. That in the 7th race, Jonathan's pick at Aqueduct, number 8. Full sheets for both the Aqueduct and Gulfstream are available today at your website.
JONHARDOON.com. Ralph, stay warm. I'll send you some gloves and a ski cap. Stay safe.
Yeah, I'll get even. Don't worry about it. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. All right, we'll be right back with John Lindo. Don't go away. We continue on this almost Friday, Thursday race day show. Hey, Jonathan, by the time I get out of the studio this morning, that little snowfall that we had is going to be melted, hopefully. We'll be right back.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Okay, we continue on your Thursday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Right now, I want to bring in John Lindo. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Hey, different background there, buddy.
I've got some stuff being worked on upstairs in my office, so downstairs right now.
All right, okay, that's good striped background there. Cal Cup coming up on Saturday. 5 Cal Cup type races. I guess so. They're all Cal Cup races, are they? The unusual heat may not be, and the Sunshine Millions Philly Mare Turf, I guess, isn't either.
Well, there really isn't a Cal Cup day anymore like there used to be, but they hold the names of those Cal Cup races, the Cal Cup Oaks, the Cal Cup Derby, and the Cal Cup Sprint. And the Sunshine Millions Philly Mare Turf, you remember a few years ago they tried to do the Florida versus California event, and they named some of those races Sunshine Millions races. So they held that name, but this is basically our Cal Cup day as we see it now.
And yeah, they had, I guess, the California bred horses against the Florida bred horses. They had some of the races in California, others in the Florida, Gulfstream, and Santa Anita. And that competition, I guess, had points to it, and whatever won. But that just didn't take hold.
Well, they found out when you ship some of the horses across the country to Florida and some come to California, then the jockeys had to kind of go back and forth chasing their best mounts, and it kind of split up the cards a little bit. Yeah. It didn't quite work as they planned. The idea was okay, but it just didn't work out right.
And, of course, John Sadler defecting from the Pegasus World Cup and keeping home his Argentine horse, this Southern horse that everybody has a lot of hope for going in the San Pasquale, right?
Right. He ran fourth in the San Antonio opening day. I'm trying to remember his name, and I can't remember.
I think it's Sanador.
Sabinato, something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, I don't think he ran well enough to justify going down to Florida, to try a race like that. Let him get into his best form before he takes on those type of horses, I think.
Yeah, and John Sadler is always, a smart trainer. He knows his horses, etc. That's for sure. All right, well, they did draw for the races on Saturday at Santa Anita, and I guess there's a couple of races, the Cal Cup Derby, the California Chrome Cal Cup Derby, I should say, is one of them. Of course, that's for 3-year-olds. I wouldn't think that any horse coming out of this would have aspirations for the Derby, but you can get a Derby fever off of any race, right?
You can, but again, I think these are a little bit of cut below those type of horses. The Northern California Shipper Wild Jewels is very, very sharp. Steve Specht is bringing 5 horses down from Golden Gate to compete in the Cal Cup card. So his owners, the Williamses, Larry D. Williams and his wife, they've been breeding Calbreds for a long, long time, and they've had a lot of success. So expect to see Steve Specht do some damage in the Cal Cup on Saturday.
All right, and of course the Don Valpredo Cal Cup Sprint is going to have some popular names in it. The most popular, the two most popular, the Chosen Vron and Backyard Ride, will take on just 3 other horses in a 5-horse field. I guess that's a throwdown between those two.
Yeah, and it's the Chosen Vron's race to lose. The reason that Big City Lights did not run in this race, he dodged the Calbred race by going to the Grade 3 last week and winning the Grade 3 race just so he wouldn't have to face the Chosen Vron again. So he's training well. He'll probably be 3 to 5 in this race. Brickyard Ride will be fit coming out of the San Antonio on opening day. He is a sprinter and he's drawn outside, so expect him to just go like a rocket ship as far and as fast as he can. If he gets loose, he's dangerous. But the Chosen Vron, if he's close to you, he's going to beat you.
Well, and the races on Saturday, the one that got the biggest field was on the turf. The Unusual Heat Turf Classic in the race got 10. Here's a surprise for you. A turf stakes race at Santa Anita, and Phil D'Amato doesn't have an entry in a 10-horse field.
I'm shocked, because he's got breeders that breed a lot of Calbreds like Nick Alexander, but very surprised. And I'm sure the other trainers are not going to take up a collection to make sure he gets one in the race.
That's for sure.
He's got plenty of turf horses around. Allegato has won. He's run second in this race and won it the last 2 years, so he's back again. It's a 1.8 miles, and the speed of the race is going to be Kings River Knight getting back on the grass, and you also have Bally's Charm. They're very quick, so it might set up for somebody from behind. I know Carmelita Man is a horse that on his best day, he's got a big late kick. So haven't gone through the race piece by piece yet, but those are the main contenders.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting race, that's for sure, no doubt about it. And of course, there's going to be it'll be a great card, no doubt.
Yeah, it's fun. 9-race card, and you have to remember, starting tomorrow, Ralph, they've moved the post time. We're going now to a 12:30 start at Santa Anita starting tomorrow. We've got a little more daylight, so they're moving the card back a half hour. So 12:30 start Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that'll be the normal start time moving forward.
All right, 12:30 is the first post time at Santa Anita throughout the weekend. Now, they do have a special Monday card because it's kind of a, kind of a holiday. At least we don't get mail that day.
Yes, the Martin Luther King Day, and just with some people off, it's better to have that day of racing than a Thursday when there's no other excuse for people not to be at work. So they'll try and take advantage of that. And they'll have some discounted food at the racetrack. So we've got a long weekend for us as horse players. I'm fine with that.
Well, I got to tell you, it should be a full tilt holiday, the Martin Luther King holiday. But some establishments are working and some are not. But at least we won't get any bills in the mail that day. That's for sure. And a nice fun day of racing out at Santa Anita as well. You are doing a Lender Report today for Gulfstream Park because there's no racing today at Santa Anita. And as you do at the beginning of each week with your sheet, the Lender Report, you offer the latest in the jockey trainer standings. And I teased a little bit with Jonathan earlier in the show that the Ortiz brothers now racing down at Gulfstream Park on a regular basis, and Jose, who had the lead in the jockey standings last week, is no longer the leader.
Well, it was Irad who was leading going into through last week. But we have a new leader, Paco Lopez, who won a couple of races yesterday. He's the leading rider down at Gulfstream Park right now. He's got 38 winners. Irad Ortiz has got 35, and Jose Ortiz, who won a race yesterday, he's got 21. So you see the Ortiz brothers moving up the board quickly, but Paco Lopez holding his own against the big guys. So we'll see how that plays out. Mm-hmm. And then as far as the trainers go, Ralph, Safi Joseph right on top where he usually is right around the leaderboard. He's got 16 winners. Brian Lynch has got 10. And Todd Pletcher, Mark Cassidy, they've each got 8 wins. And expect guys like Chad Brown to get started once there's more grass racing. And Pletcher's going to move up that board quite a bit, too, as we go along.
I got to ask, filthy favorites.
Favorites are right at 39% so far for the meet.
That is not too bad. Not too bad at all, John. That's for sure. And, of course, you will be back with your Linda report for Santa Anita, both on tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and a special Monday one for the Monday card, right?
Yeah, we'll do the card Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll look at that Coast to Coast Pick 5. They do it on Saturdays and Sundays at Gulfstream and Santa Anita. So we'll go ahead and put together suggested tickets for those 2 wagers Saturday and Sunday as part of our handicap.
Yeah, the Coast to Coast coming back. Let's hope there's no snafus this time around for this week. That's for sure. Now, the Linda Report, folks, that covers all the races on the tracks that he does the sheet for, plus a suggested late pick 4, and all the goody information that we talk about on the show are on one comprehensive sheet. That is the Linda Report. The Linda Report is available only in one place here in your gaming capital, Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's right here at the South Point in the Racebook, and it is complimentary, free of charge to you. The Linda Report, each and every day that he produces a Linda Report, available here in the Racebook at the South Point, free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players here. They want to help you as much as they can, and certainly they love John Lendo's Linda Report. All right, John, what are we doing today?
Let's go to race number 8, which is on the main track. A good, tough group of veterans in a 7-furlong starter allowance race. The value race to me is number 2, Like a Salt Shaker. This is now a horse now trained by Brittany Russell. A good tactical speed, can handle a wet track if the main track is wet. 7 furlongs, not a problem. I think he gets a really good trip following the 1-horse Concrete Glory out of the gate. We'll get first run on the closers. Brittany's husband, Chris Amy rides. So this is a husband and wife trainer jockey situation. 9-2 on the program. Number 2, Like a Salt Shaker, race number 8, Gulfstream Park.
All right, the 8th race at Gulfstream Park. Yeah, you like number 2, Like a Salt Shaker. Hope he shakes up the field there and wins Like a Salt Shaker. The unusual combination. Do they have horses? Did Brittany bring a string of horses down at Gulfstream this year?
Yes, this is her first winter there. She actually came out to California a couple of years ago, and she struggled a little bit out here against some of the horses here. But she's down there, and she knows how to win races, and she's live when she puts her husband on those horses.
Well, he's on the horse, and we hope this one is live enough to get in that winner's circle for us in the 8th race, number 2, Like a Salt Shaker. Now, John, you are the handicapper here at the South Point. Your Linda Report is here every day. You know that we have other shows on the South Point, from the South Point studios on the South Point Network. One of them is a very popular show, and that is, of course, Frank Nicotero's Punchline Show. Now, the Punchline Show goes from noon to 1 o'clock every Monday through Friday. He's a great guy, does a great show, puts a lot of comedy and all that stuff into his sports coverage, etc. But now listen to this. Tomorrow, he's going to tape a segment in playing a horse race. So he's going to be out there playing a horse race tomorrow to give a little bit of an insight in the differences between making a bet on a sports team and making a bet on a horse race, and the differences in the payoffs when we connect. So now Frank needs a handicapper to help him out. So I'm going to designate you, because your sheet is here, to help Frank out tomorrow. You're going to send me a special pick for Frank Nicotero over at Santa Anita, possibly in the first couple of races there, if you don't mind, about the third or fourth race, or something that, is going to be a good, solid horse from you tomorrow, so we can get Frank on a winner and maybe get him a little bit of a fever to play some horses. How about that?
We'll do our best, Ralph. We'll try and be ready for him.
Okay, and of course, we will, I got to remind everybody again, Frank's show is great. The Punchlines comes on at noon, and you got to watch this thing. It's just it's a fantastic show, that's for sure. And sports by the book as well. A couple of really great shows on this network, along with our race day show. We're happy to be along here with them. All right, John, thanks a lot, and of course we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, you got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right. As we continue to wait, we'll wait for Jerry Jackowitz. Jerry Jackowitz will be along with us, but maybe we can stick in a small commercial here of the South Point while we wait. And then when we get back, hopefully we'll connect with Jerry Jackowitz. So don't go away. One special commercial for South Point coming up.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, we did. We found Jerry Jackowitz. So let's bring Jerry into the show right now. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
All right, what's the cap say today?
One happy island, Aruba.
Oh, your Aruba hat today, huh?
Yeah. Today's Aruba. Football's, it's an Aruba shirt.
None of your football teams are in anymore.
Sad to say no, but it's been like that for a long time for me. So
well, we share the same phrase. Wait till next year.
Wait till next year. I kind of enjoy this time of year anyway when we get into draft. I enjoy the playoffs, but then we get into the draft and dreaming that, now we've solved all the problems of the team and next year will be better.
And, the world shook yesterday with all the top three of the top coaches leaving their positions in the NFL. That was something, huh? All right, anyhow.
Well, it's like
go ahead.
It's a new day and age. We got Belichick up there without Pete. Pete was my favorite coach, actually.
Well, he'll surface somewhere, I'm sure. In any case, before we get to this crazy NFL wild card weekend, we're talking about horse racing now. And when the weather gets as it is on the East Coast with Aqueduct, and you're doing your sheet a little bit ahead of time, it gets to be where you really have to try to predict not only handicapping the horses, but now you have to try to predict the weather patterns, etc. When I know that you have a contact back there, and you usually talk to them late at night, right, to get the last determination of what the weather might be.
Right. Correct.
Okay. So for example, today you're set up. The power pages are set up for a fast racetrack, right?
Well, right. Well, I typically set it up for a fast racetrack. Of course, if it's clearly going to be a wet or muddy track. And I distinguish wet and muddy, wet as sloppy and muddy, as opposed to a good track. I consider a good track to be a form of a fast track. It's dried out enough. And you'll see horses who run on good tracks don't necessarily run well on muddy or fast, sloppy tracks. But they very often do just as well on fast tracks. So That's the way I view it. But I have to work. So when you see a mud mark on my sheets, M or an M or big M or P or big P, I'm really talking about a sloppy or muddy track will improve it. I give the reader of the power page the option to add or subtract as they see fit. So I try, if I'm in doubt, I make it for a fast track, and they can see my mud marks, and they can just add 1 to 2 points, look at their racing form or past performance material, and add a point or two as they see fit, maybe 4 points in the case of a big M, and go from there. So the player has the ability to adjust with the power page, but the ratings are going to come out the way they're supposed to come out, no matter what the condition is. It's just a question of whether I've added in the 1, 2, or 4 points on behalf of the horses that get the M or the big M.
All right. So when they see a P, both uppercase or lowercase, and the M uppercase or lowercase, what you're trying to tell them is they're going to perform well on the type of track that you have predicted with the sheet, whatever the sheet says, either good or wet or whatever. And it's incorporated in the number that they see on the sheet?
So the number is a base number based on a fast track, right. And then you add.
So we would have to add it. In other words, if it says 54, right, we would add either 3 points or 5, depending on the notation.
No, 1 or 2 points for a little M, up to 4 points for a big M.
Okay, all right, good. We just wanted to clear that up because a lot of people would say, "Oh, you guys keep talking about star horses, V's, P's, and M's, and all that." So when we have an opportunity to do that, we do.
Star horses are horses with really good form. V horses are horses with bad form that I think have a chance to switch and run good. And it's pretty simple. And a 1 is a horse with a lot of early speed. I don't know if that's an advantage or disadvantage on the day. I let the customer decide. There are days where you go out there and every race is won by a speed horse, and my 1s run fantastic. And then there's days where it's an honest track and the 1s don't do any better than anybody else. I mean, they win their share, but no more than that. So.
All right. Now, let me, I want to remind everybody, too, that you weren't with us yesterday. On Sunday, you gave us a selection where the Key Horse won and Link Up ran second. And the dollar exacta paid $145.
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, man, that was a super surprise. You know, you're looking at, of course, they were 2 good prices, and the winner, your feature horse on the show, your top pick, wasn't a favorite in the race, so that helped out a lot. Ooh. All right, well, you know, we spent that money because it was Sunday, so let's get started.
Yeah, you are a spendthrift, Ralph. So.
Go ahead.
All right, let's go to the 4th race. I have a couple of plays for you today, Ralph.
Okay.
Now, number 6, Men Did We Stand, appeals to me. Shipping back in, Padilla tried this about a month ago. Ran actually pretty well. Now he's brought him in for a little lesser price. Might make the difference. We've got 6-1 on the morning line. That's the 6 horse. Men Did Stand in the 4th. I'm playing the 6 win in place and making exact the 6 over the 1-2 and reversing the 1-2 back over the 6.
All right, number 6. Men Did We Stand, the 6 horse in the 4th race, and there's only 2 link-ups, and that's numbers 1 and 2. The 6 over 1-2 and reverse. The 6 is a feature play on your sheet. And now we'll get the Aqueduct bonus play.
Yeah, let's go out to the 7th race. Horse number 8, Royal Poppy for Raymond Handel. Coming off, he came off a little freshening and ran pretty well in November. Now he's got a little freshening and coming back in January. It has the feel that he feels like this horse needs a little time between races. He maybe has the angle on this horse. This is a very fast horse for this group. So at 7-2, maybe even down to 5-2, he's probably a good play. That's the 8 horse, Royal Poppy, in race number 7. Play the 8 over the 1 or 1A, either one, 3 or 4. So the 8 over the 1, 3, 4, and reverse.
All right. In the 7th race, and it's a ding, 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 because Jonathan Ardoon also selected that horse earlier in the show. And so we get the Good Housekeeping seal of approval from our handicappers on that 7th race. The 8 Royal Poppy, and you can take either one of the 1s. with 3 and 4, 8 over 1s, 3 and 4, and reverse. That is, of course, the Power Page play at Aqueduct. All right, we'll wrap it up. Jerry, go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.
All righty. And don't forget to get Jerry J's Power Page.